Hello, everyone, and welcome to race number 3 of the ARL Season 7 F1 2013 Championship for Split 1 with Box Gaming. I'm, of course, Justin, aka Fake Ghost Pirate.
And I'm Mikko, aka
And
Smuffler.
And today we'll be racing at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, a race I was very much looking forward to after the horrors of Spain and Monaco. It's nice to be back at a proper F1 track, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a nice track. Shame that in this game the cutting of the corners is quite bad.
Yeah, they're very lenient in this game with corner cutting at this track for some reason. Monza, I haven't raced a ton of Monza with F1 2013. Obviously, I've done one career race there and some other things as well, but Monza, they seem to have improved the corner cutting stuff there, but Canada seems almost identical to 2012.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, in Monza it was that one couple the inside with the green stuff. You could cut that almost by couple of meters.
Oh gosh, what's it called? Oh my gosh, is it Ascari? No. Is it Ascari?
I don't even remember.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna bother me. I used to know the name of that.
Tell us in the comments.
Right, exactly. Please do, because it's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, so I wasn't recording in qualifying. Totally my mistake, guys. So we don't have a side-by-side comparison. That was 100% my bad. I just completely forgot to push the record button until literally I came in from my hot lap. So yeah, unfortunately we don't have the side-by-side, but we're going to take a look at Mikko's qualifying lap. And getting a nice run up to 7th gear before you cross the line. Braking just after the 100-meter board down to 2nd gear, and then down to 1st.
I should have taken a lot more curb on the inside. That's cost me a little time already. Yeah,
maybe a tenth and a half there, and a little bit of understeer actually through that corner. That was interesting. Very aggressive through it, though.
Yeah.
And braking about 75 meters for that corner. Very nice. Just a little bit of wheel spin, but managed it very well.
Yeah, trying to avoid the grass on the outside and the wall as well.
Yep, certainly. And doing a great job of not cutting any corners, it should be said. I mean, how was this lap for you? Was this close to your PB? Do you remember?
Actually, it was kind of tough to judge, but it was an okay lap at this point at least.
Yeah.
But you'll see in the end what happens.
Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, I haven't actually seen this yet. I can tell you are using a little bit shorter of a 7th gear than me. You're topping out a little bit sooner than I am. But I was expecting to qualify. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, you must have lost 6/10 right there. 5/10, something like that.
At least a half second or something.
Yeah, I think you would have been in the low to mid 111s. Yeah, my PB was a 111.8 going into this, which would have put me in 12th. But unfortunately, I just couldn't put a good lap together either. I think I had some freezing issues where the game was freezing on the first few laps, and then I finally did get a good lap in, what I should say, I got a lap in with no screen freezes, and I messed up. I think I lost traction at the hairpin. I think I had some oversteer there, and it lost me 3 or 4 tenths, something like that. So disappointing qualifying, certainly for Sauber, unfortunately. I'm going with an alternate strategy. I decided to go ahead and just start on the primes since I was so far back. I figured that would just kind of allow me to push at the towards the end of the race, maybe make up some positions. It is a track where it's fairly easy to pass compared to other tracks anyway. There's lots of passing locations. I mean, you can even you can pass going into the final chicane. You could pass going into the hairpin. You can pass in sector 1 going towards that chicane coming out of the hairpin there. So here we are. You're starting from 12th. I believe I'm starting from 14th. Yep, second to last. Only Zephyr was unable to beat me, and he was having some screen freeze problems of his own, which is why he's so far back. So it's basically pure luck that I wasn't starting from last place. But here we are on the medium compound tires. A lot of people up ahead on the soft tires. I do see Chicane is on the mediums as well. Zephyr is on the mediums. And lots of contact up ahead. Someone is spun. Looks like that was Hussein Kadwa. And nope, there he is. Holy cow.
There is Barcelona.
Oh, and Barcelona.
I think he has had contact with Romian, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of lag issues that you guys are going to be seeing in this video, and lap 1 is just the start of that. But that's allowed me to make up some positions on the prime tires as well, which is going to help my strategy, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. I was expecting that I would be able to make up positions even on the prime tires, just because of people battling, having incidents, and whatnot. So here we are going into. Was that a little bump from Riotbox?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, nothing too major though, no issues there really. Yeah, so I am up 1 position in 13th place, following very closely behind Zephyr, kind of looking for a way around him. No DRS yet, of course, as it's still lap 1, and he's staying to the inside, defensive.
It kind of backs out a bit.
Yep. I'm wondering. I'm thinking because of lag issues, because it looked on my screen as if he was ahead of me. But I'm thinking possibly on his screen I was the car that was ahead in that scenario. So I think that's maybe why he kind of conceded the position. But he's keeping up with me very nicely right here. And of course, no DRS yet, so I need to try and pull away from him as best I can if possible.
Yeah, and on my screen you can see going a little bit deep.
Yep.
On that corner, still not great grip.
Yep.
And Hussein Kadwa coming up the inside now, trying to defend with Curse.
Yep. So far successful. But he is alongside you though, and you give him the room, but ran right out on the grass, and he's going to take that position. So you're still up though, up to 10th place from your starting position. So still a good first couple of laps in spite of Hussein getting by you there.
Yeah, not bad, but definitely my goal is not 10th, so I'll just try to make up ground if possible. Certainly.
Yeah, things are still pretty bunched up. The first, second, and third are kind of starting to pull away. I would assume that's Onage in first, and then Alex, and then possibly one of the firsts. I'm not 100% sure. Unfortunately, was not at the front of the grid for this part of the race, so I'm not really sure who's up there. But I believe, Onage did just set it, the fastest lap, so I believe he's in first.
Yeah, and I think it is Jack first and Alex who are second.
And Hussein loses an end plate.
Yeah. So and that's probably gonna help me try to get past him.
And I think what we're starting to learn as this season has gone on is that losing an end plate is actually a lot more detrimental to your race than it was in last year's game. It can really affect your race. It's going to add a couple of seconds to your pit stop as well, but you're probably losing a couple of tenths per lap, even at a track like Montreal.
Yeah, it's good to have good turn in, and it's not about really corner grip at this track, but it's more about the turn in. Yeah, the quick change of direction and whatnot. Yeah, and as you can see, it's pretty bad with the lag. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Whoa, as you get a warning for causing a collision, that's strange. Yeah. You do have DRS though, doing some standard mix, just kind of staying behind him for now. There's a nice group of cars, 4 cars very nicely bunched up just ahead of the car who's in front of Hussein. Who's in front of Hussein right now? Is that Granu? I think it's Chicane, because Granu is much more up ahead. Okay. Actually, you're not far back from me. No, not far back at all. That's only Riotbox in front of you, and then it's me. So. Right. Riotbox is the only car between us, so we're doing pretty good. I would say at this point in the race, I'm actually the one that's doing a little bit better, only because I'm on the prime tires and keeping up with you. So at this point in the race, things are looking pretty darn good for me. I'm not thinking that I'm going to be passing anyone at this point. You'll probably see me go to lean here into so I'm doing lots of fuel saving on this prime stint. I'm not really pushing. I'm using lean mix for the hairpin. I'm using lean mix for turns 1 and 2. I'm using lean mix in 7th gear on this long straight here. You'll see me go to lean in 6th or 7th gear. So I'm doing lots of fuel saving in this prime stint to try and maximize my option stints later in the race. Yep. Which is actually the reverse from what I did, because I was trying to get past these people on on this first stint and using a lot of rich mix and
certainly. Well, you are on the option tire, and you're a lot closer to them, so I think that's probably the right choice.
As you can see, I'm pretty much struggling to get past Hussein. He's got good pace even with that damaged front wing, so
yeah.
Just if there's any opportunities, a little bit of oversteer there.
Yep, yeah, lost the back end a little bit through those couple of corners there. Now, did you start on? You started below 10th, so you started on fresh options, right?
No, actually, I started on the worn options, and actually if you watch the qualifying, you could tell that there wasn't even 5 minutes left.
Oh gosh, and something's going on there.
There's an accident.
Yeah, it looks like Ryden and Amstel have had a coming together, possibly with a third car involved. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we just kind of are seeing the aftermath of that incident. But it looks like Ryden is the one that's lost out the most, and that's going to promote you up to 8th place. Still behind Hussein, but it looks like Chicane may have had a bad chicane at the end of the lap there, and it's going to put you guys right up on him as you got a much better line through the first couple of corners, and you are hounding Hussein.
Yeah, there is no room to get past after the first corner if the car ahead keeps a tight line.
Yeah.
So I was just right on his gearbox and just can't get anywhere.
Or if there's just a massive difference with tires, you know, if one of you's on worn primes and the other one's on fresh options, then, you know, maybe that's an option. But yeah, if they hold the tight line through that corner, there's really no way through, unfortunately.
Yeah, as Chicane has got a little, I think it's cut the corner a little bit, so that's closed us down. I think I'm trying to get a really good line out of this corner.
Yes, very nice. Nice traction, short shifting to second, getting a little bit of wheel spin in second gear, using the rest of your curves. Definitely going to have DRS. I'm wondering, yep, Hussein's got DRS as well, though, so his wing's open as well, so probably not going to be able to have a look on this occasion. Breaking down into second gear.
Definitely should have taken a longer 7th gear. It's really hurting me on these laps trying to get past these people.
Yeah, I think it may have helped in quali, and I think it might help when you're in front of a car, but when you're trying to pass someone, it's really hurting you.
Yeah. And Chicane, you can see there's a big gap from Chicane to the next car.
Yeah, the 2 cars ahead of him, they were with Amstel. They were part of that group of 4 with Amstel and Ryden, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. So actually, you guys have lost quite a bit of time to that group of 4, which is now a group of 2. And it looks like they're kind of closing in on 3rd place even. So possibly the DRS that 4th and 5th is getting right now is helping to actually move them up the field, get them closer to those podium positions.
Yeah, and still no chance. Still
saving some curves.
Yeah, it seems that Hussein doesn't have great traction out of the hairpin, so he can't get past Chicane.
Oh, as he brakes. Whoa!
He goes to the pits.
Holy cow! That was strange. He was braking for the pits, and then Chicane had an incident, and that's promoted me up a place, and promoted you as well. I'm not sure if, the guy who just pit, I'm not sure if you're going to come out of the pits ahead of him or not, but you definitely gained at least 1 place, possibly 2 even.
Yeah, and I think Chicane, he decided to go straight in the chicane, which actually is not a very good option, because the game slows you down.
And we got a traffic jam at the pit exit here as Alex Gillen and one of the first, I believe that was Jack first. Oh gosh, a little bit of oversteer through the chicane. I think that's because of the dirty air effect from the 2 cars in front of me. As Alex Gillen gets past Riot Box. Riot Box has not pit yet. Alex Gillen has pit, so he is essentially an entire pit stop ahead of us, as well as Jack First and also Onage as well. So they're doing quite well at this point. Of course, they did start on the options, and they're on the options again now, so they are going to be slower later in the race.
Yeah. good job from you getting past right box. You are competing from position, so that's important at this stage.
Definitely, yeah, especially on the prime tires. Wow, and you have been very aggressive on the fuel. We're only on lap 10 and you're already at -1 lap. Got to be able to do a little bit of fuel saving though as you pit from second place, and a bunch of cars are about to go by you.
Yeah, you got a big train of cars.
Oh yeah,
just going past the pits.
And
we'll see where I come out.
I believe I am smack dab in the middle of that big train. I am with Granu just behind and Alex Gillen pulling away now on fresh options. The pace difference between 10 lap old primes and 1 lap old options is pretty big here because the tire compounds are so different. And I got a little nudge from Granu there, but didn't push me too far offline. And he's
on fresh tires, but you are still this is for position.
Yep, and Granu has pushed me right off the track, and in hindsight can't tell you guys that on Granu's side there was no contact whatsoever, even though that completely destroyed my race. So yeah, I lose out on, looks like, did I lose out on 3 positions?
At least 2.
At least 2, yeah, possibly even 3 if you count Granu, I think. He was gonna get by me eventually, though. He was essentially right behind Alex Gillen, so he was on fresh option tires, so he was definitely gonna be getting by at some point anyway. But unfortunately, that's lost me out of position to Riot Box and Chicane, so I gotta get past them all over again.
Yeah, that's the Riot Box. He just came into the pits.
And I'll be coming into the pits this lap, actually, only doing 12 laps on these primes in an effort to try and maximize my option stints. I believe I'm doing, 12 laps on this stint, and then 11 on the options, and then 12 on the options. So my prime stint is almost as long as my option stints. The options hold up surprisingly well here.
Yeah, not much tire wear, and the rubber inline, you can already see it's not even, well, it's coming to the midpoint of the race in a couple of laps, but it's really coming already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really noticeable, especially in the high-speed chicanes and those types of places. Sector 1 as well, you can see a lot of the rubbered inline. And so let's see, I don't think Zephyr has pit yet, so you are essentially a pit stop ahead of him, I believe.
Yeah, really easy pass at this point. He wasn't really trying to cover that position.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. So here I am pitting at the end of my prime stint for the options, the end of lap 12. And let's see, I believe it's lap 23. Yeah, lap 23. So yeah, I'm doing 11 laps on this option stint. Coming out just behind Riot Box, down in last place. I am now in last place after that pit stop. So things were looking pretty good at the start as I do a big corner cut there. That was not intentional. Obviously, the increased grip. This is the first time I've run the primes this race so far, so I was not expecting that much grip. It just turned in fantastically. And Riot Box ahead, I believe he's on the primes.
I think that's the most popular option to go option prime option like I'm doing.
Yeah, Alex Gillen though, he was going option prime. I think some of the front runners did option prime just to try and cover people off, you know, just extend that lead that they already have even farther, as Riot Box has a little incident with the wall there at the hairpin. And that's going to put me right up on him. Let's see if I can, I'm going to have DRS. Wow, activated that DRS really quickly. And I am alongside him now. Oh yeah, and I'm ahead of him. And a little tiny corner cut, but I think that was acceptable based on the circumstances.
Yeah. Moved you up to now 12th place after. Who's that in the pits?
I'm not sure, but yeah, someone in the pits there. That might have been Zephyr because he was going on a long prime stint. So I think that might be Zephyr. Nope, Zephyr is behind you in 8th, so that's someone else. But
might be Chicane because he was doing a longer
Okay, that's right.
prime stint.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, so I think that might be Chicane now. He replaces me for last place, and I am actually pulling away now from Riot Box. You can see on the mini map, and you are getting very close to Amstel now through this hairpin. Getting very nice traction even with those primes. Doing some short shifting. Using
If you remember, Amstel was he had that incident on the first couple of laps, and can I make this move stick? Oh, going over the curb. You have to give the place back.
Oh, you closed your DRS for some reason though.
Yeah, that's just
and you
because
didn't use your curves.
Yeah, I had to give the place back.
Oh, I see, because you cut the corner. Okay. Well,
but he gets some oversteer and I take the place back.
That almost looked intentional, but yeah, it looked like it kind of lost the back end a little bit. So that moves you back up into 6th place, and big gap though to 5th place. They are already onto that next straight as we skip ahead now to lap 17. Amstel's still pretty close behind you.
Yeah, we'll probably see a strange incident coming to the hairpin now. Moving down to slow motion.
And braking very late.
What's the gear? What's the gears?
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I did not press the gear lever or whatever. I did not press it, and you can see even in slow motion, it was like instantly. For some reason, it turned to reverse gear.
Yeah. That was strange.
Yeah.
That was a weird one. But at least you only lost the 1 position to Amstel, thankfully, even with those 2 cars close behind you. So you just lost out on the 1 position, and I think you have the pace on Amstel in this race. So hopefully you can make that position back, as I am coming very close now to Zephyr. Is he still on the same prime stint?
Yeah, he must be.
Interesting. That's a very long prime stint.
He's losing a lot of time now.
Yeah, I should mention to the viewers, it is possible to 1-stop at this race, but it is not faster. At least not in my testing. It's actually pretty easy to 1-stop this race. It's just really not that fast. And I think part of it is because you really don't lose that much time in the pits at this track. The pit entry is a straight line. I mean, it's one of the easiest. Oh, his Riot Box has an incident. And then teleports in front of Hussein. Okay, never mind.
I think that's Roman. Yeah. You had a. We'll see later on. You have a lot of connection issues with him.
Yeah, that's the first of many. But you really don't lose much in the pits here. The pit exit is kind of similar to the pit entrance at Silverstone in that you actually cut some of the course when you do the pit exit. So you really don't lose that much time in the pits, which is part of the reason I think that the 2 option stints is the better way to go rather than just the 1 stop for anyone that's wondering.
Yeah, as I get past Amstel again. As you jump over the curb.
And Hussein is ahead on the primes, so I am definitely looking to get by him as soon as possible at this point. It looks like there's a group of 3 cars ahead of Romian, and then there's quite a big gap. And I think are you part of that group of 3 cars, or is that just 2 cars that's ahead of Romian?
I think that's 3 cars.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I am part of that group.
So I'm still not that far behind you, all things considered. I'm keeping up pretty well, but I really need to be getting by Hussein and Romian ASAP if I plan to finish anywhere higher than 9th, really.
Yeah. And you can already see you have connection issues with Hussein and Romian.
I'll say this much
though.
With Hussein, Romian went right off the track.
Yeah, it looked like he did, but in reality he didn't.
Oh god. And
this is just crazy.
All sorts of fun stuff going on now. Holy cow.
I was ahead or behind.
This
As
is just
Romian
manic.
pits, thank goodness, Romian pits. Okay, so now I really need to get by Hussein, and it looks like he just lost an end plate. I'm not sure if that was a lag issue or if he actually lost an end plate there.
Yeah.
And very aggressive over these curbs. I'm trying to take a tighter line than him, see if I can get by. Nope, just not going to happen. So we skip ahead 2 laps, lap 22 on board with Miko, and Ryden now is right behind instead of Amstel. And I believe Amstel right behind Ryden?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think it's just me and Raiden at this point.
Yeah, and then
battling it out.
And then I think Amstel and someone else are behind you, and then I think I just came out of the hairpin there, so I think I'm losing even more time to you guys as I'm stuck behind Hussein and Romian, or at least Hussein at this point. As Raiden's having a look at the inside of turn 1. Both on the prime tires, you're going to hang on to the inside line for turn 2. A little bit of contact, nothing too major though. As you are doing some fuel saving, trying to get back into optimal, and you got the inside line again for this corner, but he's very aggressive, and I would say that's legal, just barely on the edge. If that had been real life F1, I think the stewards maybe would have had something to say about that, but I think that's legal enough for F1 2013, the game.
Yeah, and I think he has fresher tires at this point. He really has the pace, but I'll be trying to keep up with him.
Oh, as
he get the place back.
Has a horrible chicane though. It's going to put you right up behind him. Definitely got DRS. He's staying to the inside.
Again.
Yep, going to try and... Yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh yeah, side by side, using your curves in rich mix. Yeah, it looks like you've already got that.
Past, really.
Yeah, already got the job done, and I imagine... Oh no, he's not going to lean. I would have gone to lean after getting that far past him. But he's probably running him rich. Okay, here we go. So, did I get by Hussein? I think he might have pit.
Yeah.
Yep, I think Hussein pit. So now I'm pitting on lap 23 as planned. Final pit stop for me, and I believe you're pitting on lap 24, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I'm actually pitting a little early. Gonna maybe try and undercut some people and maybe get some positions here. And there goes Romian, and here comes Hussein as well. Let me see if I can get by Romian, and I can't. I cannot get by him. I'm looking to the inside now. Maybe gonna use some curves. Nope, not gonna use some curves. So I am now in 11th place, just out of points paying position, and however I am on the option tires. So and it looks like that Williams ahead is on the primes, as Romian has a little incident and he runs wide off the track, so that's gonna give me the position. Whoa! Nope.
And he's back.
Holy crap! I completely forgot about that. And he's gone off the track again, and no he didn't. And he's just teleporting all over the place. Wow, that actually scared me just now.
Yeah. There's something from like an Exorcist movie.
Right, it's like a horror film. Just a wild Ferrari appears. Alright, so here you are pitting for the final time on lap 24 as planned. Doing some fuel saving in the pits. Hopefully is that going to be enough to get you down into optimal? And
probably not.
Yep, I just got a penalty for hitting Romian, even though I didn't actually hit him. This gets removed after the race, guys, so don't worry about that.
Why?
And you can hear Alex asking why, and that was me complaining about Romian because I mean, it's unbearable. There's nothing that can be done about passing him. It's physically impossible. And it looks it's a big cut there. It looks like actually the field is starting to bunch up again here in the final stints of this race as Hussein loses connection. That's unfortunate. I was going to say earlier, at least with the Hussein connection problems, it's a little bit more predictable. I know he's going to lag on the straight, and I know he's going to do that teleport thing. With Romian, see, his car just does the most random things, and you have no idea if it's real or if it's a ghost that's not ghosting for some reason. But it's definitely looking like I can maybe get up into at least 8th position now, as all of us are really starting to bunch up. Oh! As Romian slams on the brakes in front of me.
Yeah, that's really the main thing here. Just because you're closing in, it looked like you're closing in on him on the braking, and you have no idea where you actually are in relation to him.
Exactly. It makes it pretty much impossible. As we have Fat First and I believe, was that Zephyr? Yeah, Fat First and Zephyr are battling, and Zephyr's gone off the track, and you're just gonna sneak right in between them and just split them. Great move. I think Fat First was conceding that position to Zephyr. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe Fat First thought he gained too much or he cut a corner or something.
Gotcha.
And he decided to give the place back to Zephyr, and they were just being polite to each other, and I said, thank you very much.
Absolutely. As Romian disconnects, I was publicly complaining on TeamSpeak during the race about my issues with him, so I think he just kind of gave up eventually, and it is really unfortunate, but I mean, you guys have seen firsthand just how bad it was, and just look at the train of cars on the map behind you there. It's really amazing. As we skip now ahead to lap 33, start of lap 33, and it looks like the field has spread back out now a little bit, and you've got Fat First just behind you. Very close.
He has 2 lap fresher tires than me, and he's got Raiden behind him, so this is gonna be a tight 2 laps. We're just gonna ride on board with me during these 2 last laps.
Absolutely. I believe I'm the car that's behind you guys that's just very lonely right now. yeah. After and actually Romian disconnected after I finally got by him, which was actually kind of frustrating for me as well. I finally got by him and then he disconnected. And I was closing in on you guys because of your battling and because all 3 of you actually are pretty marginal on the fuel. So I was closing in on you guys, just unfortunately not fast enough as I'm just coming through the hairpin now.
Yeah, it is really hard to defend with
no fuel.
-1 lap.
Yeah. I mean,
just trying to fuel save.
You got no fuel.
Yeah, and that's allowed Raiden past as well.
Yep, he's having a look on the inside as you're going down to lean for the first couple of corners. Good choice, and you just kind of concede the position, take a nice wide line through this corner. Oh, and then just lose the back end. So you're on that rubbered in line, but just with these let's see, 10 lap old tires now, or 9 lap old tires, it's just it's getting harder and harder each lap to get that power down.
Yeah, my plan here was just to fuel save this lap, trying to get DRS. That's gonna help me stick to these guys, and then maybe try to have a look on the last lap.
Absolutely. And I can tell you, after these 2 got by you, I could see up on my top left that it said you were in 7th, and then I felt much better about what was going on with me. I was like, well, that's good at least. I'm only 1 position behind Miko after everything that's happened. Even if I am 10 seconds behind, it's still only 2 points difference. But certainly I was rooting for you to get back by those guys. I could see that all 3 of you were very close on the map. And you are.
And I am back to optimal.
Yeah,
now.
back to optimal. So the fuel saving has worked, and it looks like these 2 are going to be battling, going side by side. Yep, they are going to be going side by side into the first couple of corners. Hopefully that'll allow you to catch right up to them, and it does. And a little bit of understeer at the entrance of that corner. He brought it back in though. Short shifting to 3rd.
Yeah, it said 1.5 seconds, so the lean didn't help. It just, the gap was a bit too much.
Oh, down to 1.2 now though. You are gaining on them. And your engineer did just tell you that the car ahead is running on fumes. So that could come into, that could play a part at the end of this race here.
Yeah, and that is Raiden going really slowly.
And
he's run out of fuel. So.
Oh my god, I've run out of fuel.
And as he tells us that he's run out of fuel. And you can see me on the minimap right now. I'm just finishing Sector 2, coming towards the hairpin. And I now know that the car ahead of me is out of fuel. So I am pushing harder than I have pushed all race long. Because I know that he's just losing time going all down the straight. You can see the distance that he is behind you now already. And there I am. I'm on the straight. I'm catching up to him. He's coming through the chicane. But unfortunately, it looks like he is going to have just enough fuel. He is puttering his way, and he has crossed the line. And so I come home in 8th place, and you come home in 6th. I believe that is my... Yeah, that is my best result to date in 8th place. Unfortunately, that's just sad even saying that. But all things considered, considering all the lag problems that I had and all of the incidents and issues that I had, I was actually pretty happy with 8th. You can see there, guys, that I have the 10-second time penalty, but that was removed because it was not a legitimate penalty. So not too bad. You came home in 6th. And that actually means that you are in 5th now for the championship after Barcelona loses out. And I am now in 13th. I'm tied with Ryden and Days, but unfortunately both of them had a 7th place finish, where my highest finish is only 8th at this point. So they are technically ahead of me. I'm very close to Romian as well, though, so I'm thinking I can move myself into the top 10 possibly in the next couple of races.
Yeah, and of course Onage leading with a 10-point gap to Alex Gillen, and then it's the first guys, and then me, and then Barcelona, Granu, Chicane, Amstel, Romian, Raiden, Days, and yourself.
Yep, I am Moetsu Kiru on the leaderboard. In case if you guys were wondering, you can always just look for the American flag, though. I'm the only American, and so we are now in 5th place, only 3 points behind Williams. So that's going to do it for this episode. Join us in 2014 for ARL Season 7 Split 1 race at Silverstone.
Yeah. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.